Tonight on Ctv3 News, Belize confirms first human case of New World screwworm. Authorities launch response to prevent the spread. Mexican authorities dismantle human trafficking ring in Chetumal, rescuing 26 women including a Belizean and seize narcotics. And a man is found unresponsive in front of a store in Orange Walk store. Police are investigating the cause of death. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, August 18th, 2025.
World shifts to regional supply chains, Belize is poised to lead. This is where blue innovation meets green ambition, and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. From agribusiness to aquaculture, from renewable energy to digital services, from tourism to trade, this is the future of regional integration. And it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience, September 3rd to 5th at Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Los Cumbia Kings.
Mi dulce niña, tú me fascinas.
Los Cumbia Kings en concierto.
Sabes a chocolate.
Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange World Belize. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación QuiPass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Mechas, gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas,
la aplicación Express Plus,
Cuellos,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia,
Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse.
The new designs for Belize's new banknotes have been revealed. But why are only two national figures featured on the banknotes? The individuals honored on our new banknotes have received Belize's highest distinction, the Order of the National Hero. As of January 2025, only two persons have been awarded this title. The Right Honorable George Cadle Price, regarded as the father of the nation, who was the first Prime Minister of Belize and renowned leader in our road to independence, and the Honorable Philip Stanley Wilberforce Golson, one of the longest-serving members of the House of Representatives, known for his unwavering stance on protecting and preserving Belize. By featuring these heroes, we honor their invaluable contributions to the development of our nation. New look, same value, heroes' legacy. Learn more at www.centralbank.org.bz. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
It's here once Theater. Fiesta FM 21st Anniversary. Come and celebrate with us this September 6th, one of the biggest events of the year, Fiesta FM 21st Anniversary.
It's all happening at Central Park at 7 p.m. There will be lots of giveaways and entertainment to the next level.
Come and dance the night away with the legendary, all the way from Dangriga, Maime Martinez. Alongside the mighty Super Furia Band. And on the wheels of steels, all the way from Chetumal, Quintana Roo, Mexico, Felipe Lopez, DJ Diablio.
Arriba, 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 las manos arriba, arriba, las manos arriba, arriba, arriba. Aquí está el Diablillo y este es un desastre. Y al que no le gusta.
So you don't want to miss this one-of-a-kind event. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. It's Fiesta FM 21st Anniversary. See you there.
Good evening. With your newscast also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Jaden Games. Belize has confirmed its first human case of the New World Screwworm, NWS, a parasitic infestation previously detected only in animals across the country. The patient is a 21-year-old farmer from Benqueviejo del Carmen who sought medical attention at the San Ignacio Community Hospital on August 15, 2025. In collaboration with the Belize Agriculture Health Authority, BAHA, samples were submitted by the Ministry of Health and Wellness for testing and confirmed positive. Health officials say the patient is receiving treatment and responding well.
We did manage to develop a guideline, a surveillance guideline for New World Screwworm surveillance and clinical management. We managed to kick off some sensitization sessions as well, and it's through that collaboration that we have and the active surveillance within our health facilities. We detected our first case in a 21-year-old male from Benqueviejo del Carmen town in Cayo, who visited the San Ignacio hospital with a lesion which was infested with what was suspected New World Screwworm. The protocol that we have in place is that samples are sent to the Baja Entomology Laboratory because the diagnosis is done not through blood tests, but through entomologic confirmation of the larvae. So physically, the larvae are a few of them are removed from the wound. Those are preserved, sent to the entomology lab, where an entomologic confirmation is made by their entomologists in Central Farm. And so that was done fairly quickly the same day. And what that did was confirm the first human case in Belize. And then it also allowed us to immediately commence proper treatment in the management of that patient. So a check earlier today revealed that the patient is responding very well to treatment, and he should be released either later today or tomorrow morning. And we will be monitoring as a ministry the progress in terms of his recovery from New World Screwworm.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness and Baja have launched contact tracing linked to this case to determine whether there are additional infections and to help prevent further spread, particularly to animals.
Standard response would be to have a joint investigation whereby from a public health and animal health perspective, you would look at the potential place of employment and residence to see if there are other animals that may be out there that have wounds, because the flies may be coming from infected animals, or it may be livestock, I mean, and or pets, or it could be coming from wildlife within the forest. So that would have to be established, looking at his work history, his travel patterns, and different factors that may have exposed him to this.
Treatment for humans is similar to that for animals, involving antibiotics, wound cleaning and debridement, and the careful removal of the larvae.
So the treatment of New World Screwworm, it it's dependent in terms of the severity of the infestation, but primarily the treatment tends to be ivermectin, and then also antibiotics. There are various antibiotics that may be used in combination, not to control the larvae, but to prevent what we would refer to as secondary infections as a consequence of the wound that is being the tissues that is being damaged, and oh, with each passing hour that the larvae are actually eating the flesh. And so that combination treatment of ivermectin and antibiotic is what is standardized throughout the region. So our treatment protocol is in line with that of Mexico, El Salvador, and Costa Rica. So that's the treatment regimen that the individual is undertaking at this time. That's the it's similar to the management in animals, whereby there is a debridement of the wound, removing dead tissue and larvae. And so that first removal of larvae can be done under a local anesthesia. And then once the treatment of ivermectin is administered, it basically immobilize the larvae and eventually starts killing them, and then you would then be in a position to then remove the other larvae that have been developed in the wound. So once the treatment is administered, you will not have the ongoing development of new larvae in the wound.
Health experts note that the primary risk factor for both humans and animals is the presence of open wounds, which must be managed properly.
What tends to happen in both animals and humans, the risk factor tends to be an exposed wound. In animals, it could be a scratch, it could be a tick bite. It doesn't have to be an open wound. In this case, that patient was undergoing treatment initially for a lesion, a leishmaniasis lesion, and that I guess the exposure of that wound, that open flesh wound, expose him to the fly, which the transmission pattern is that the fly would lay eggs on the wound. Those flies develop into maggots or larvae, and that's the larvae that starts infesting the flesh and burrowing its way into the flesh. So that was his risk factor. So the message basically that the Ministry of Health and Baja is pushing is for pet owners and animal owners and a whole to practice proper wound management, and the same goes for you. So if you have a cut or some wound, it's to ensure that it's properly cared for, whether you're putting in a bandage or any topical medication to avoid any infestation, it's the same that is being applied. So right now, I think Baja is seeing a higher incidence in dogs than in livestock. And so we're saying to pet owners, you need to monitor your dogs, your cats, and other pets to ensure that if they have any wound, or if you detect any early infestation, that Baja is notified immediately, because the key to it is proper wound management.
Officials are urging you to seek medical attention immediately if they suspect an infestation. Treatment is provided at no cost.
That image that is floating around, which shouldn't have been in the media in the first place, that is a very minor wound, compared to if you would look at images online of New World screwworm cases in humans, which could be very quite graphic, because especially if it's affecting areas with a lot of soft tissue, like in the face. It tends to eat at a very fast rate, and that is why it could be potentially fatal, if not identified and treated immediately. So what we're saying to persons is that if you have a wound that you suspect there may be an infestation, and you can feel that tingling, that movement in the wound, whether it's oozing, or releasing some odor or something like that, to go in and get yourself checked out, because then initially you might not be seeing the larvae until maybe second, third day, fourth day, when it is already starting to affect you. So um, seeking health care very early would allow us to properly manage the wound, remove the larvae, and get your antibiotics, and then of course you move into a recovery phase.
According to Dr. Salustino Pech from Baja, the screwworm fly is attracted to blood, making wound care in livestock, pets, and humans critical.
It will be looking always for warm-blooded animals, meaning that it's not going to be able to differentiate between a cat, a dog, a cow, or a person. Um, the fly is going to be flying around looking for food. The fly itself eats nectar, but it requires to deposit the eggs on a fresh wound or any mucous membrane, anything that has a source of blood. The eggs are deposited in approximately 12 hours. The worms come out and they start eating the tissue. And at the moment that they're eating the tissue, they're producing serum plus certain enzymes that attract other flies. So many times you're going to get secondary flies like Macellaria as well, or other tissue eating flies. Um, but humans, they're always at risk. Honestly, it was just a matter of time before we got a case. We have been getting too many cases reported in animals. Dogs have the number one right now higher incidence, followed by bovine. Dogs have more than 45% of the total cases. Um, so in general, the fly will always be looking for warm-blooded animals. So it's very important to always treat any open wound, and as well to check daily the animals, not only pets but as well farm animals.
Belize first detected New World screwworm on December 30th, 2024, when Baja confirmed the parasite in a six-month-old Brangus heifer on a farm in Criquesarco, Toledo. By the end of July, Baja had confirmed the presence of screwworm in wildlife after 2 howler monkeys in the Cayo district tested positive. At this time, more than 300 cases have been confirmed in animals across all districts.
Official number of screwworm cases up to last week, They were 335, and all districts have reported the case now. There is no movement restrictions. I mean, the fly is establishing itself all over the country. The north is the one that still has not reported a case in every village. But otherwise, Cayo and Toledo, the fly is well established.
The situation is being closely monitored. Authorities say there are no travel restrictions at this time. Public awareness, early detection, and proper wound management remain the best country's defense against the spread of this parasite. Around 3 p.m. today, Orange Walk police responded to reports of a male individual lying motionless in front of an establishment located on Queen Victoria Avenue. When the officers arrived at the scene, they observed the body of a Hispanic male dressed in long black trousers, a blue t-shirt, and black slippers. The deceased was identified as 57-year-old Vidal Pat, a Belizean unemployed of San Narciso Village in the Corozal district. Preliminary investigations indicate that Pat arrived at the store at around 1:51 this afternoon and sat in front of the establishment. The store's owner, 35-year-old businessman Darwin Eli Perez of Blackwater Street, reported that he offered Pat some tacos to eat. By around 2:50 p.m., Perez noticed that Pat was lying down and unresponsive. Officers examined Pat's body and observed no visible signs of physical violence or injuries. According to reports, Pat struggled with alcoholism and had recently visited the hospital where he received a medical prescription. The case remains under investigation, with authorities continuing to explore possible causes of death. Now, over the weekend, authorities in Chetumal executed a series of operations that culminated in the dismantling of a human trafficking network. During the crackdown, 26 women, including a Belizean national, were rescued from exploitation. Local sources, including Quintana Fuerza, report that the victims were discovered within the city of Chetumal in the state of Quintana Roo. Authorities also apprehended 3 men believed to be involved in the trafficking operation. Further investigations uncovered evidence suggesting that illicit drug sales were taking place at 5 different venues where the women, suspected victims, were being prostituted. Authorities also confiscated quantities of narcotics believed to be cocaine. The rescued women represent a diverse range of nationalities, including Mexican, Colombian, Argentine, Guatemalan, and Belizean citizens. It is reported that they received payments of approximately 4,200 pesos, with 2,200 pesos allocated to the establishment and the remaining amount paid to the women directly. The investigation remains ongoing as authorities continue to pursue leads and gather additional evidence related to the case. Coming up next, Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico forge historic pact to protect the Great Maya Forest. WWF extends support. Stay tuned.
It's here once again. Bigger and better. Fiesta FM 21st anniversary. Come and celebrate with us this September 6th, one of the biggest events of the year, Fiesta FM 21st anniversary.
It's all happening at Central Park at 7 p.m. There will be lots of giveaways and entertainment to the next level.
Come and dance the night away with the legendary, all the way from Dangriga, Maymay Martinez. Alongside the mighty Super Furia Band. And on the wheels of steels, all the way from Chetumal, Quintana Roo, Mexico, Felipe Lopez, DJ Diablillo.
Arriba, 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 las manos arriba, arriba, las manos arriba, arriba, arriba. Aquí está el Diablillo y este es un desastre. Y al que no le gusta,
So So you don't want to miss this one-of-a-kind event. It's going to be big. It's going to be great. It's Fiesta FM 21st anniversary. See you there.
José Tú presenta Los Cumbia Kings.
Mi dulce niña, tú me fascinas.
Los Cumbia Kings en concierto.
Sabes a chocolate.
Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange World Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación Quipass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Mechas, gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas,
La aplicación Express Plus,
Cuellos,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia,
Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
In a landmark move towards regional conservation, the governments of Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico have officially signed the Calakmul Declaration, reaffirming their collective dedication to preserving the vital Great Maya Forest. This agreement, finalized on August 15th in Campeche, Mexico, marks a significant step in safeguarding one of the largest tropical forests in the Americas and a cornerstone of biodiversity and cultural heritage. The declaration introduces the creation of the Great Maya Forest Biocultural Corridor, a collaborative tri-national initiative focused on conserving ecosystems, bolstering indigenous and local community practices, and fostering sustainable development. The pact emphasizes a shared framework for cooperation, aiming to protect both the region's natural landscapes and its rich cultural history while improving the livelihoods of over 2 million inhabitants. Key commitments outlined in the agreement include strengthening financial support and collaborative mechanisms, rallying international assistance for conservation efforts, and tackling pressing threats such as deforestation, illegal logging, wildfires, and pollution. To coordinate these efforts, each country has designated its respective environmental authority. Belize's Ministry of Sustainable Development, Guatemala's National Council for Protected Areas, and Mexico's National Commission for Protected Natural Areas, which will form the Council of Protected Area Authorities. This council will be tasked with developing actionable plans, monitoring progress every 3 years, and engaging a tri-national support group comprising academic institutions, private sector entities, and civil society organizations. In recognition of the significance of this initiative, August 15 has been designated as the Day of the Great Maya Forest, and a new conservation accolade, the Great Maya Forest Conservation Merit Award, will honor outstanding contributions to the forest protection. On Friday, during a press conference that took place after the trilateral meeting, Prime Minister John Briceño spoke about the importance of the agreement. For context, we play that excerpt.
Hoy, con la firma de ese memorándum de entendimiento trilateral para el corredor biocultural de la Gran Selva Maya, no solo estamos protegiendo un ecosistema inestimable, sino también honrando el legado de la civilización que una vez floreció en esos territorios. México, Guatemala y Belice demuestran una vez más que nuestras fronteras políticas no dividen, sino que unen esfuerzos para preservar uno de los últimos pulmones del planeta y la herencia viva de los pueblos maya. Este corredor no es solo un compromiso con la biodiversidad, sino un puente hacia un futuro donde el desarrollo sostenible, el turismo regenerativo y la sabiduría ancestral ordenan nuestro camino. Que este acuerdo sea semilla de cooperación permanente, donde la naturaleza y la cultura sean pilares de prosperidad para generaciones venideras. Invitamos al mundo a sumarse a esta visión donde la protección ambiental y el respeto cultural sean universales.
The World Wildlife Fund, WWF, a long-standing supporter of regional conservation projects, has warmly welcomed the declaration. Maria Jose Villanueva, Director General of WWF Mexico, expressed strong support, stating, "The Maya forest unites our countries, not only geographically, but also culturally, socially, environmentally, and economically." She further emphasized the importance of the agreement, noting that forest spans over 5.6 million acres across Belize, northern Guatemala, and southeastern Mexico, encompassing diverse ecosystems from rainforests to dry woodlands. WWF highlighted the urgent need for action, referencing a recent WWF study that identified the Maya forest as one of the world's 24 major deforestation fronts. Accelerating forest loss in regions such as Petén, Campeche, and Quintana Roo threatens the ecological integrity of this vital habitat. The organization underscored that the forest provides essential services, including carbon sequestration, biodiversity, conservation, and resources vital for rural communities. Conservation advocates regard the Calakmul Declaration as a pivotal step in reversing destructive trends, ensuring that the ecological and cultural riches of the Maya forest endure for future generations. WWF's support underscores the global importance of this initiative, highlighting its potential to serve as a model for transboundary environmental cooperation in the region. Belize is stepping up efforts to improve how it counts and projects its population. This week, local demographers are joining experts from 17 Caribbean countries for a 4-day workshop on population estimates and projections. The training is designed to give governments the tools to make informed decisions in areas such as health, education, and employment.
So the workshop has 16 countries or territories of the Caribbean, a total of about 50 participants from NSOs all over the regions. It's a regional workshop, and it was done with different partners, so UNFPA and COICA and the Statistical Institute of Belize. The objective of the workshop is to strengthen capacities and also build connections of the people that works with the data of estimates and projections. So it's demographic analysis, and the importance of population estimates is almost all the denominators of all the rates, for data and analytics. So strengthening the capacities of NSOs to do this proper analysis and to have the capacity to analyze surveys, census data, and have estimates and project it. It's very important for planning and building social policies and planification in the country. So the official population estimates and projections of the United Nations, they are available online. The product is called World Population Prospects. The last revision was in 2024 with all the census and data up to 2024. And so the next revision is being done and is going to be published in 2027. So this is a product of the UN for all countries in the world, inclusive for the Caribbean and for Latin America, and it's revised about every 3 years.
The initiative is being supported by the Latin America and Caribbean Demographic Center and funded by the Korea International Cooperation Agency. The project first began as an initiative to strengthen Belize's data systems, but later expanded to benefit the region.
It started off as a national workshop for the Statistical Institute of Belize, but recognizing the importance of the subject matter and the need to build this capacity across the Caribbean, and the fact that UNFPA, we really are a sub-regional office for the Caribbean. So in Belize, we are a liaison office. We thought that it would be best to expand this opportunity, partner with ECLAP to make it possible, and just really maximize the resources that we currently have under the COICA Korea-funded project in Belize to make it happen for the sub-region. The discussion is going to looking at the population, the demography in the countries. So using the data from the various countries to estimate population, to project population based on trends that are related to fertility, related to migration, related to mortality. These three specific components make up what is called or would be a population policy. Not all countries in the region have one of these. But with or without the population policy, it is important for governments to have the capacity to be able to estimate their population and to be able to use that information to plan accordingly as it relates to education and health and employment and so forth.
The workshop combines theory with hands-on training, aimed at building regional expertise and collaboration.
Okay, we at SIB recognize that population projections, population estimation, demographic analysis was an area that was in need of strengthening for us. And so this workshop comes for us at a very timely time. We are able to have it facilitated and funded under our Enabling of Belize's Statistical System project that's funded by the government of South Korea. And so this will strengthen our internal capacity in terms of our ability to produce reliable quality population estimates, estimates for the future, annual estimates in between censuses and so on. As you know, when we did the last census, what we noted was that, and it's something that we were expecting, that the census counts came out less than what was originally projected. And what we found was that there was a serious deficiency in our method of estimating population. And what we did then was we did an exercise of revamping our own methodology. And so this training here will just serve to strengthen that and further improve that so that going forward, we don't have instances of that kind of deficiency. Okay, so we have approximately 16 staff from the SIB. We have managers, we have statisticians, we have persons from our communication department. The idea is that we want to ensure that this knowledge is well grounded within the SIB staff and that we build some serious capacity there. However, we have also extended the invitation to some of our key partners in the National Statistical System. So we have participants here from the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, and the Immigration Department, which are all key inputs into the estimation of population or who are users that rely very heavily on population estimates.
Also participating in the event was CEO in the Ministry of Economic Transformation, Carlos Paul, who emphasized that the workshop is critical to ensuring Belize has access to accurate, reliable, and timely statistics, all essential tools for sound policy making.
Two things I think it's important for me to highlight. And first is statistics. You know that for us, for the government, for us to make informed decisions, we need statistics. And not just statistics, but we need accurate and reliable and timely statistics. So that's one objective that we are achieving from this workshop. The second thing is working in collaboration and partnering with our Caribbean countries. It's important for us when we develop something, we develop for the benefit of our country, yes, but our region, the Caribbean, it's all for us, and we're here to support our Caribbean brothers and sisters.
Conclude later this week in Belize City. Belize strengthened its regional ties by participating in the 56th Ordinary Meeting of the Council of Ministers of Finance of Central America, Panama, and the Dominican Republic, held in Antigua, Guatemala. The delegation was led by Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Christopher Coy, who also held bilateral talks with Guatemala's Minister of Public Finance, Jonathan Mencos. The discussion centered on advancing cooperation in trade, energy, tourism, and security. Belize was formally admitted as a COSAFIN member at the 55th regular meeting in December 2024 and made its first appearance at a virtual session in January 2025. CEO in the Ministry of Economic Development, Carlos Paul, highlighted the significance of Belize's involvement in the meeting held last month.
I was part of the delegation that was led by Minister Christopher Coy, who's the Minister of State but in the Ministry of Finance. We attended the COSAFIN, the Council for the Minister of Finance, and while being there, because we have the representative from SICA countries, we had opportunity to have a bilateral with the Minister of Finance of Guatemala, and Minister Coy was able to bring 4 or 5 points of interest to Belize. So we just expanding on it, and he agreed to discuss it with his president because he was just there as the Minister of Finance, but the points we discussed was more at a national level.
COSAFIN, established in 2006 as a sectoral body of the Central American Integration System, works to harmonize fiscal policies and promote regional economic integration. The Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprises, in collaboration with the University of Belize, presented a scholarship award to Dorian Sosa at a ceremony held at the Central Farm campus. Honorable Jose Abelardo May, Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, delivered the keynote address, emphasizing the ministry's commitment to supporting the developmental of future agriculture leaders. Present at the event was also Dr. Vincent Palacio, President of the University of Belize. Together, Minister May and Dr. Palacio formally presented the scholarship award to Sosa, symbolizing the strong partnership between the ministry and the university in building the next generation of agricultural leaders. There is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
It is truly a proud and historic moment for us here in San Ignacio. It gives me great joy to welcome you all to the official opening of the very first wooden basketball court in our community.
The cost of the project in completion was about $200,000. Honorable Mala was willing to assist us with this project. This is a huge, huge investment for us.
There can be serious development through sports, especially if the right foundation, having the right facilities are in place. Then the programs follow. We can't put the carriage front of the house by having the programs, but we only have outdoor facilities. Belize rain 6 months out of the year, and having outdoor facilities is just not enough.
Our focus is going to be on education because that's a part of using sports as a vehicle to get as many of our athletes to international schools to play football, basketball, volleyball, track, whatever it is. The other thing is health. 33% of our people are afflicted by diabetes, hypertension, or some ailment like that. And those things can be prevented. So we want to create again the facilities where people can go exercise, have fun.
Minister of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries Karim Musa expanded his grassroots outreach this week with visits to key law enforcement facilities in Corozal District. His delegation toured the Corozal Police Station along with several substations in San Narciso, Pachacan, and Sarteneja, emphasizing the government's commitment to bolstering police infrastructure and officer support nationwide. During the visits, officials engaged directly with frontline officers to evaluate current facility conditions, listen to local concerns, and discuss strategies to enhance community policing efforts. A highlight of the tour was the inspection of the site designated for a new police station in Corozal, part of the Belize Integral Security Program. The project, financed through a loan from the Central American Bank for Economic Integration, aims to provide a modern facility that aligns with the country's security goals. This new station will be a significant upgrade, embodying our dedication to contemporary policing and improved service delivery to the people of Corozal, Minister Musa stated. It's essential that our officers have adequate spaces, resources, and support to carry out their duties effectively. In addition to infrastructure development, Minister Musa took the opportunity to remind officers that about the government of Belize's active land distribution initiative, which offers plots of land to officers who do not yet own property. He encouraged eligible personnel to apply, highlighting that stability and personal growth are key components in strengthening the police force. Throughout the tour, officers shared valuable insights into local crime patterns and social challenges specific to their communities. Musa underscored the importance of fostering positive police-community relationships and urged senior officers to continue building trust through proactive outreach and engagement. This series of visits in Corozal is part of a broader national strategy aimed at modernizing police facilities, boosting morale among officers, and extending support programs to every region of Belize. Minister Musa was accompanied by Chief Executive Officer Sharol Carr, Police Commissioner Dr. Richard Rosado, and Deputy Commissioners of Police, reaffirming the government's focus on comprehensive security reforms. The British High Commission in Belmopan has announced that William Roberts will serve as the acting Deputy High Commissioner to Belize. Starting August 2025, Roberts, who joined the UK diplomatic service in 2022, brings a diverse background, including 2 years at the UK Health Security Agency during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Prior to his current appointment, Roberts held the position of Assistant Private Secretary to the UK Foreign Secretary in London. His role involved diplomatic missions across more than 40 countries, providing him with extensive international experience. Most recently, he has been involved with the British Overseas Territories portfolio, working directly with the Minister of State. The High Commissions expressed enthusiasm about Roberts' appointment, highlighting his energy, expertise, and innovative outlook as a valuable asset to the team. In his capacity as Acting Deputy High Commissioner, Roberts will assist the High Commissioner in overseeing the operations of the High Commission, offer guidance on critical diplomatic issues, and serve as UK's representative in Belize when the High Commissioner is unavailable. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, August 19th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at www.ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3 Belize News, or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening, and have a good night.